It's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we find ourselves living in. So today, the video today, I'm going to talk about Anita Rose, the lady here in the pink jacket up in the left-hand corner. And there is some good news. I mean, poor Anita took her dog out for a walk, her dog Bruce, as you know, probably every day she did, or more or less every day, sort of thing that we all do if we've got dogs every day, don't we? We go out with our dogs, take them for a walk early in the morning. I personally go early in the morning normally, just to avoid people. And unfortunately for Anita, there was somebody, she couldn't avoid everybody. And there was evil lying in wait for Anita that morning. And Anita was then found deceased on the path. We're going to have a look at the CCTV of her setting off on her walk. There's an actual video now that we can look at. We're going to have a look at her, the journey she took. We have looked at it before. We have looked at this case before. And where was this? This was in Brantham, in sort of kept round about the Cambridge area. We're going to look at that, whereabouts it was. Anyway, quite a few people were arrested. 2 or 3 people were arrested for various charges connected with the murder of Anita. But they were all released on bail. But finally, someone has been arrested, and not only arrested, but charged with Anita's murder. So if you live in that area now, you should be breathing a little bit more of a sigh of relief, because we can presume, I know everyone's innocent till they're proven guilty, but we can presume that the police at least think they've got the right person. And so that's what we're going to have a look at. So let's chat. First of all, I just want to say thank you, as always, to everyone. My little community, our little community, thank you so much for all of you that are subscribers, regular contributors to the channel, in the sense of maybe joining the chat or just watching or pressing the like, leaving your fingerprint on the like button. Then there are those of you out there, you go that little bit further, you've become members of my channel. Which is a fantastic support to me. So thank you for that. There are those of you who've sent super stickers, PayPal'd me, bought Ko-fis, sent me emails about cases or just information or just about your own life. There are people who leave nice messages, and even my trolley dollies. You all contribute one way or another to my channel. Every bit of interaction on my channel helps the algorithm. And so the channel's growing steadily. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be a hope that I'm going to be able to do by the end of the year. And, it's going in the right direction. So we'll see. But I just wanted to thank you all, because you know what? Also, just thank you for your interest in these cases. Thank you for caring about people like Anita or Victoria Payne. Victoria Taylor, that we were talking about last night, who sadly a body has been found in the search for her. We cannot bring these people back. We cannot change what has happened, but we take an interest in what happened to them. And as long as their names are alive, they are alive as well, in a sense. And the other thing that I was thinking is, although we don't know these people, I don't know Anita Rose, I don't know her personally, but we all know people like them, don't we? Like Victoria Taylor, I'm sure we all know people who have had a lot of problems with mental health issues, or maybe we have ourselves. Maybe we felt like maybe Victoria felt on that day when she went out, if indeed she did take her own life. We've all walked dogs, or we know someone who walks dogs, or, so all these people, even though we might not know them personally, it's like with Jay Slater. To me, it always felt like he just reminded me so much of my own son, my nephews, etc. So we may not know the people individually, personally, but we know people like them. We are people like them. And these, just but for the grace of God, that could be us in these situations, families with missing loved ones, or people being attacked when they're out walking their dogs. These kind of things that can happen to anyone. So we may not know them personally, but we know people like them. We all do. So, and that's why we take an interest in true crime, I think. Quite often I sort of think, why am I so interested in true crime? Part of it is because of my own experiences with my ex-boyfriend, who was a stalker. Part of it's that, but I don't think it's all about that. It's just like trying to understand why people do these things, isn't it? It's like the psychology of it that's it's the human condition to be curious about things, isn't it? So maybe one day we need to do a video looking into the reasons why people hate true crime, especially women, because women are the biggest sort of consumers of true crime, etc. And yet women are the most likely victims. So why do they do that? You're watching a true crime video to relax. I do that all the time. And then, frighten myself to death. Why? I don't know why. But anyway, that's the way it is. It's not only me, it's not only you. Millions of people are interested in true crime. And I think it's about the psychology of things and the curiosity of the human condition, and wondering how people can do these kind of things. Okay, so yeah. Thank you for supporting this channel, whichever way you support it. The most important way you can support this channel is just by watching and subscribing and liking the videos. All those are free ways you can support my channel. So I'm going to say hello to everyone and then we'll start talking. Hi, Kelly. No, that wasn't correct. I've just changed it. You know what I'm like with the numbers? I'm setting it for PM when it's supposed to be AM. Hi, Paul. I didn't know that. I don't know much about this guy yet. We're going to have a look at it now. He was homeless. I know that he was homeless. Hi, Heather. Gosh, Paul knows all about this case. Paul, you know more than me about this case. Hi, Wesley. Hi, Daniel. If Kelly, if the police ever came into my house and searched my search history, I'd probably get arrested. I mean, no, nothing illegal. I don't look for anything illegal. But yeah, it's all about true crime, serial killers, etc., etc. Yeah. So, so what? You attacked an 82. Anyway, we'll look at that in a moment. So the first thing I want to look at is the CCTV of the day that poor Anita, just like every other day, got up, got her dog. Now, the dog was unharmed, by the way. People are always concerned about the dogs, of course. Bruce, the dog, was unharmed, and Bruce was next. This could make me cry. Bruce was next to Anita when she was found. Now, she wasn't actually deceased when she was found. She died later on in the hospital. They have been unable, or the last I heard, I mean, it might come out in the inquest there, it's changed. But the last the forensics department said was that they could not establish a cause of death. So this is going to be a problem. She's been charged. The guy's been charged with murder. But if they can't establish a cause of death, that will be difficult. But it's no doubt that whatever his actions led to her dying. Maybe she died of maybe she had a heart attack. Maybe it was the shock of what had happened to her that killed her. But that's still murder, isn't it? Or is that considered manslaughter? I'm not sure how the law looks at it in the UK. But surely with his previous convictions, I mean, he's going to have mental health issues. I'm 100% certain that's going to be brought into it. He was homeless. I do think that a lot of the crime is due to poverty, failure in mental health services, homelessness, people, so many homeless people, a lot of people living in the woods now and things like that. And tonight, I can't stay on long today because I've got a class in half an hour actually. And then I've got quite a few classes. So I don't think I'll be able to get back on then until tonight. And we're going to have a little update, if you like, on the Jay Slater case. Same in Spain. So many people living rough now. People can't afford houses, and yet there's loads of houses lying empty. It's there's surely something can be done about this. I mean, in my own personal opinion, people like Elon Musk, there's so many rich people in the world, they could solve homelessness, give people somewhere to stay and maybe a reason to not, slide into mental health issues or, become alcoholics or take drugs or whatever. These kind of crimes and robbery, of course, because it looks like Anita was probably attacked for a phone, and that's a phone was stolen. People are, society is so rotten now, I think, honestly, not only in Britain but all over really. Homelessness is a big thing, mental health is a big thing, and of course it was all made worse by COVID. Don't think we've really recovered from we all had mental health issues, I think, during COVID, all of us, really, one way or another, and I don't think we've really recovered from it yet. But yes, some of these type of crimes, to me, they could be avoided. They're not crimes that people would do anyway. Do you know what I mean? There are some people that there are I think with a lot of murder and serial killing, that I think those people will always do it. I don't think you can stop them trying to do it. I think these days they get caught more quickly, serial killers and things like that. There's something wrong with them inside. That's why they do it. They want to kill. But I think cases like this, personally, I think this could be avoided. This is a societal failure. It's not, because this person necessarily grew up wanting to attack a dog walker and kill them. I think this is a case of, circumstances and the way society is. Anyway, so I'm waffling on as usual. Yeah, there's not enough housing, there's not enough funding for the things that count. You've got people who've got so much money. As I say, I keep harping on about Elon Musk, but he drives me absolutely bonkers. He's offering £1 million to anybody who votes for Donald Trump now. What's that if that's not electioneering, manipulation of elections? And then they complain about it from other people. He needs to spend some of his money instead of supporting because he's not a politician. Elon Musk is not elected. He just happens to be rich. So, he's like this megalomaniac trying to control the world. Why don't all people who've got money put some money into social housing in the places where they live instead of, blasting a rocket off to the moon? What good does that do to society? Anyway, that's my little bugbear. Could you imagine in the UK if I don't know who's rich in the UK because Elton John, he's a Labour supporter. I know he doesn't live in the UK, I don't think now. But if he offered £1 million to everyone who voted Labour, come on, you can't do that. Just can't do it. Yeah, exactly. If listen, I do believe that, Heather. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for Elon Musk. They're even calling him his running mate now instead of J.D. Vance, who's disappeared into the background because every time he opens his mouth, he says something wrong. So that he's like, you never hear from J.D. Vance hardly now, but it's all Elon Musk. And I was watching a speech by Kamala's running mate. And he was referring to Elon Musk as Trump's running mate. And Trump has promised Elon Musk, that he can get involved in government and things. Oh my God. That is just so sorry. It's wrong whether you support Donald Trump or not. You know, if that was happening, if it was the other way around, if it was Kamala or if it was anyone that I supported, that is not right. That is not right for Elon Musk to be offering money to people to vote for somebody. So, anyway. All right, have you found? Right, I'm going to look for that in a minute, Impulse. So, let me. I need to get on now because I've got to go in half an hour. So let's have a look at the. So this is this poor woman in the morning. Like, it looks familiar. How many of us do this? I mean, it's nice and light there. Here in Spain, it's always dark in the morning, to be honest. So, but I still go out when it's dark. But yeah, there's Bruce. Poor thing. He's lost his mum. And she's just off on her walk. You know, how many times do we do that? Do people do that? She's walking her dog. She should be able to do that without fear. I mean, she probably wasn't scared. She probably didn't have a clue what was waiting for her. You know, let's just watch that again. It's chilling, isn't it? Because she's doing something so ordinary. I think this is what always gets people about these sort of cases, isn't it? Like, she's not out at 4 o'clock in the morning drunk with her friends, though having said that, she should be able to do that if she wants to. She'll be able to be out at 4, 5, 2, 3, drunk, whatever. Nobody deserves to be attacked. But do you know what I mean? She's not doing anything high risk. You know, she's not staggering home on her own through the dark streets of a rough area in London. Do you know, she's not doing that. She's just walking her dog in the most normal thing that probably loads of us do every day. And she was not safe, and she should have been safe. Makes me really angry. So you can see clearly what she's wearing. This is what she was wearing. This is the actual morning. So I'm going to leave that up there, I think, while I read the article. So a man has been charged in the dog walker murder case. Anita Rose, 57, was found seriously injured by a member of the public in Brantham, Suffolk, on the 24th of July and later died in hospital. Yeah, so very sadly, they weren't able to save her. She was still alive when they took her to hospital. So this person that's been accused of it, Roy Barkley, of no 55, of no fixed abode, has been charged with murder and was due to appear before Ipswich Magistrates Court on Wednesday. That's today, I think. I think it's today that he's going to appear before Ipswich Magistrates Court. Now, let me just show you where this happened. I have shown this before. Just show it just to remind people. So this is Brantham, which is where's the nearest place? So near Colchester, Ipswich, I suppose, is the biggest city nearby. Cambridge up here, so it's in is it in Cambridge? You've got Bury St Edmunds. For those people who don't know the UK very well, like me, or geography anyway, that's where it is in context to the UK. And this little red area here, Brantham, is where it happened. Quiet little place, one of those places where people say, oh, nothing like that ever happens here. You know, how often do we hear that? Let me go back to the picture now when I can find it. Jesus, excuse me. Bless me. I think that's allergy. I don't think that's a cold. So she left her home with her dog around 5 o'clock in the morning on the 24th of July and was discovered unconscious at 6:25 near the Anglican Water Sewage Works and Railway line off Rectory Lane. She was taken to Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge and with serious head injuries and died 4 days later. Suffolk police said that a male cyclist called for an ambulance after finding her lying on a track road. Her jacket was missing and she was wearing leggings and trainers with her dog Bruce's lead wrapped around her leg. The animal was not harmed. And a picture of Miss Rose wearing the pink jacket she was last seen in was released by detectives. Well, of course, now we've got the actual video. So a force spokesperson said on Monday, 21st of October, officers arrested a 55-year-old man on suspicion of murder. He was taken to Martlesham Police Investigation Centre for questioning and was charged Tuesday night, with murder. Now, I don't know if you can hear, but it's absolutely pouring down here. It's been pouring down all last night, all today. Raining like mad, big rain. We've got big rain. I finally got rain. The trouble is that when you get rain in Spain, it goes from one extreme to another. You go from so dry and hot and sunny, and then it might rain for 4 days now. Okay, so let's have a little Google of this guy then. Roy Barkley. Now, I want to say that when this case first came up, the same thing happened in this case as happened with the Southport stabbings. Rumours were flying around social media that this was an immigrant that done it. Well, Roy Barkley does not sound like an immigrant to me. But, this has got to stop, all this, because it's just breeding hate. And there are problems with immigration, and there will be problems. But you can't blame immigrants for every single thing that happens. This guy is not an immigrant. So, it's got to stop all this immigrant blaming for everything. And somebody somewhere is whipping up this hatred online, and it's coming out now like it was deliberately started off for the Southport stabbings, because there's people out there who want unrest. They want riots. They want problems for whatever reason. And they're engineering all this hate and this unrest. They're winding people up by releasing like that in the Southport stabbings, the false name. That was somebody who'd just come over on a boat 3 months earlier or whatever from, so a Muslim guy. It's got to stop all that. People have got to stop believing things because it confirms what they think, that immigrants are bad. Hello. I don't know if you can hear me now or not, but you know what it's like here when it rains. So it's pouring down with rain. The electric's on and off, on and off, on and off. So if it keeps going off, I might have to go off because in 10 minutes I've got a class anyway. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. But anyway, you know what it's like when it rains here. Okay, let's now. I was looking for some information about this Roy. Then, of course, the internet goes, the electric goes off, the internet goes off. I was in mid spiel about no, because this guy's called Roy Barkley. He's not an immigrant, but there was a lot of talk. In the early stages, there was a lot of internet rumours about it being an immigrant that had killed Anita. And the police had to come out and say, no, it's not. So let's see. Yeah, I'm struggling to get things up now because of the electric going on and off. I'm trying to find out about his past. But Empol's told us a lot anyway in the chat. Actually, we'll show this because this is just her last movements. So this was the walk that she did. She left her house here, went on quite a long walk, yeah, up here, around here, and this is where she was found about an hour and 25 minutes later, and a member of the public found her, a cyclist, I believe it was. And yeah, he'd taken her jacket. She was discovered wearing only her bra on her top half as well as leggings and trainers. So I don't think it was an sex attack because her leggings and everything was still on, but he'd taken her jacket. Now, I don't think they've found the jacket yet. Anyway, they'd also taken her black phone case and her earbuds as well. And her phone, I believe. So, yeah, why can't I find anything more about this Roy Barkley? There's nothing coming up for me, Paul. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in Spain. All it's saying for me so far is that he was of no fixed abode. He was a homeless man. Let's have a look at this. Oh, this is it, is it? Yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll just perhaps have time to look at this. Can you see this? I think you can. 10 years in jail for a thug who attacked an elderly man. This is him, is it? Take it this is Roy Barkley. So as we can see, he is not... Hi, Julie. It should be back now, the stream. Yeah, it's raining here, Julie. I don't know if it's raining for you, but you know what it's like. The electricity just keeps going off. Hi, David. If it goes off again, I won't be coming back because I've got a class in literally 6 minutes. So this is the guy who's accused. This is the guy. As I say, not an immigrant, as people were saying earlier. Roy Barkley, homeless. And he's got previous. So he was jailed for 10 years for attacking an elderly man and leaving him for dead. Oh, for God's sake. Just, how many people get away with it the first time? It's just so common, isn't it? That story, you hear of people being murdered, and then it turns out that the person that's murdered them has previous. Anyway, so this 82-year-old is just the only reason it wasn't a murder charge, he was just lucky. So Roy Barkley, 46 at the time, attacked an 82-year-old passerby over a harmless remark the pensioner made about him rummaging for pizza in bins outside a parade of shops. Now, at the end of the day, it's very sad that he had to rummage about in bins for pizza. It's horrible, isn't it? Now, that wouldn't do your mental health any good, would it? Because it wouldn't feel very good doing that. But of course, that's not a reason to attack an 82-year-old. It's not their fault that you're rummaging about in the bins for pizza. Go and attack the government. Anyway, Leslie Gunfield, who spotted Barkley looking for pizza boxes in the bins and he quipped, "You've got a good haul there." So it wasn't even a nasty remark, and it was enough to spark a vicious attack, which left Mr. Gunfield with injuries that left him in need of extensive facial reconstruction. So that is such a violent attack. This guy is a danger. He was a danger then. Chelmsford Crown Court heard that the pensioner's upper jaw was detached from the rest of his skull by the attack. In Elmtree Avenue, Frinton, the floor and inner and outer walls of both eye sockets were fractured, as were both cheekbones. He also suffered multiple broken nasal bones. The roof of his mouth was split and he had multiple facial cuts. Oh my God. And it also left him with a life-threatening subdural bleed on his brain, which put him in Adam Brooks Hospital, Cambridge. That's where Anita Rose ended up. This guy, bloody hell, Adam Brooks Hospital won't be so busy if it wasn't for this guy, it feels like. Mr. Gunfield has since had 10 titanium plates screwed into his skull. My God, at 82. Barkley was charged with causing grievous bodily harm with intent. That's attempted murder, in my opinion. He originally denied the offence, changing his plea on the day his trial was due to start. And the judge said this was a savage attack for no good reason on an 82-year-old man who was left for dead and whose life has changed as a result. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. His life's changed a little bit. Oh my God. So Barkley followed him, and when he got out of sight of CCTV cameras for just 53 seconds, he attacked Mr. Gunfield. So does this mean he's aware of CCTV? So I don't know if he was caught on any CCTV in Anita Rose's case. So a victim impact statement from Mr. Gunfield said his injuries now prevented him from playing bowls, his great love, or working on his allotment. At 82, you don't have much pleasure. So he was still playing bowls and working on his allotment, and his only pleasures have been taken away from him. So Barkley's lawyer, Graham Brown, told the judge Barkley had no previous convictions. That doesn't mean to say he hadn't done anything. And he had lived a homeless life for the past 13 years. Oh my God. So he's been homeless for a long time, this guy. He added he fully accepts his responsibility for this awful violence. He regrets what he has done. He accepts it will be a severe punishment. He has no justification. Right, well, there you go. So he was let out. And then he's murdered Anita Rose, taken her away from her family and robbed her of the rest of her life. She was only in her late 50s. Still plenty of life left. Just disgusting. Disgusting that he was allowed to do that. Anyway, thanks for being here with me, and thank you for caring about Anita, caring about all the cases that I talk about. I've got to go and teach some Spanish, but I'll be back tonight. I'll be talking a bit about Jay Slater and just some of it, talking about the terrain again, a video that's come out. Okay, thank you so much. And I'll see you. Yeah, Julie. Having power cuts, when your job is either Zoom classes, Spanish Zoom classes, or YouTube, that's a problem, that when the electricity keeps cutting off. Anyway, could always be worse, couldn't it? Could always be worse. These are little things, really, aren't they, in the grand scale of things? So I'll see you really soon in the next video. Take care. It's so good that at least, hopefully, this man now, he won't ever get out again to do anything again. But take care. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God always go with you. Thank you.